Please click the like button, share and subscribe. It's free.
Okay, we can start. There's something I must announce first. Mr. RAMOSEPELE, right? I've been going over the records as all of us are doing. I recall Mr. Mngomezulu. He was acting on behalf of number 2 then, of number 1. That's all.
Yes.
After you had withdrawn.
Yes.
And he said there's going to be a person who is going to give evidence on, if I'm wrong, you must all correct me, who's going to give evidence on his client's behalf to say that Longwes was having a fight with a girlfriend, Zandi.
That is correct, my lord.
And as a result, he had a gun, or a revolver, 38, which he, I don't know why, he was going to use against the girl or whatever, but when the deceased was trying to separate them, a bullet went off, and another one went off, and I think one of them, or the third one, shot longer through the chest. You remember that evidence?
Senzo, the deceased through the chest.
Hello?
Shot the deceased, Senzo,
Yeah.
through the chest. I remember that evidence, my lord.
Now, when I asked Mr. Mngomezulu, which witness is going to say that? What is his name?
Yes.
Remember what he said to me? He doesn't want his name to be divulged.
Yes, he said for security
For
purposes.
security reasons.
Yes.
I read a case. You can't tell a judge that. I read a case that you're obliged to tell the judge. You don't have to tell the judge publicly. You can approach the judge in chambers. And you can come with your colleagues. And you can write the name of the supposed mystery witness. And the judge will make an announcement that he has that name, but he's not going to publicize it. But you can't refuse to name that person, because I'll tell you why. If you refuse, fine. The judge doesn't know who's coming.
Yes.
Is that not a fact?
My lord, I think for my benefit personal, I'd appreciate the citation of the case that...
No. Tell him what I've said.
Yes, but for my...
I'm not supposed to give counsel advice. You know that.
No, it's not advice.
It is.
The advice is from Mr. Mngomezulu. For me, it's the citation.
No, I'll get it to you. But I'm just saying, tell him first, because
Yes, I will.
he must know about that, okay?
All right, thank you, madam.
Right?
Just before we start, my lord, we had a discussion with Advocate Mngomezulu and other colleagues about the continued absence of Mr. Mngomezulu. Now that the court also mentioned his absence, and we've been wondering what impact it might have, on the fairness of the, of the proceedings, and we are really concerned, my lord, about his continued absence, and we feel that at some point he'll have to come put on record that he agrees that the proceedings may continue in his absence, and as to how he will keep himself abreast of the developments in the case.
But didn't we say that? Didn't Mr. Mngomezulu say that he will keep himself abreast of the case by perusing some of the proceedings on what? YouTube?
Yes.
Which is not a court record.
Yes.
But then he said again he will request the proceedings which were conducted in his absence, the record of those proceedings, so that he can read them. Didn't he say that?
I think during his initial absence.
Yeah, he said you'd read those, and after reading those, then he'll be able to cross-examine. That's why he requested this court and yourselves that he must cross-examine at the end, although he's accused number 1.
Yes, my recollection was that in the initial stages of Brigadier Gininda's evidence, this is what he said.
Yeah.
But regarding...
Now it doesn't apply to cross-examination.
Yeah, regarding cross-examination, I don't remember him specifically mentioning that.
Mr. RAMOSEPELE, what do you remember, sir?
My lord, as the court pleases, my memory as well aligns with Advocate Baloyi, that the arrangement was only for the evidence in chief of Brigadier Gininda.
Yeah.
Especially after the Brigadier had finished evidence relating to accused number 1.
Yeah.
So that we can proceed with evidence of accused number 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Oh.
Mainly for the evidence in chief. Yet for the cross-examination, my lord, I'm not sure whether that stance was cleared up, whether...
Yeah, he told me. He was saying it in front of you guys who were here in the passage. He's going to request that for cross-examination, he must be accorded the right to obtain a record of the proceedings, and thereafter he will be in a position to cross-examine. And the request was, in the meantime, when he's reading that record, he doesn't want to delay the court. So he's suggesting that he must be given an opportunity that, although in terms of procedure, he's the first one who was cross-examined, but he'll request that the court allow him an indulgence so that he cross-examines after accused number 5's counsel. You don't recall that?
I do recall that.
Oh, sugar. Mr. Mngomezulu, akuzange ungizwe ngikhuluma njalo.
Angezwa judge.
Mr. Mnisi.
My lord, let me give a regard just to explain a thing or two. It is true that at some point Mr. Mngomezulu actually wrote an email to me, and
he has changed his mind.
And I think the court's registrar was also CC'd, wherein he requested me to stand in for him up until last week Friday.
Yeah.
That other week Friday, yes, which is when then he made the arrangements that he will be following the proceedings on YouTube, and also he would request that some record be made available for him in order to follow what has been happening in his absence. But subsequent to that, I think my mandate to do that then lapsed on last week Friday. But it is also true, my lord, that today when I arrived here, I raised the issue with my colleague Advocate Mngomezulu. Subsequent to the two my colleague Advocate Baloyi also arrived, because it dawned to me that we will keep on representing Mr. Mngomezulu in his absence. We'll keep on requesting one of us to stand him on his behalf. But specifically the mandate that we carry in respect of us standing on behalf of him is a little bit blurred. We don't know whether I've got full mandate in the process to represent accused number 1, or that is just to avoid that the proceedings should not be delayed. Now, I also mentioned to my colleague, my two colleagues, that's now Advocate Baloyi and Advocate Mngomezulu, that at some point we basically have to... Actually, this court must be put in a proper perspective as to what the situation is. Because I'm not even so sure whether today there's any colleague who has been requested by Mr. Mngomezulu to stand in on his behalf. I'm not even so sure.
I hear you.
Yes. So we as we were brainstorming, something came amongst us that apparently he's got a candidate attorney. If there's somebody that needs to come and say something or two on behalf of Mr. Mngomezulu and his condition, and the way forward with regard to the representation of accused number 1 should be something that be put on record, but that should also come from his practice. The candidate attorney should at least come and tell the court what should then be happening. And the reason why we raised that, my lord, was because in one of the many ways, accused person's legal representative should always be at court when the proceedings are going on. His absence, again, in one of the many ways, necessitates that such proceedings should then be postponed in order to avoid, and I'm saying this, my lord, as an officer of the court, in order to avoid a situation where later on it would be argued that the proceedings against that accused person whose legal representative has not been at court, whilst they were proceeding, they constitute a mistrial against him. So that that will be something else, Malala. I don't want to
Yeah, fine, I
mention
hear
what
you.
is it that would be, as it pleases the court, which is then the reason why we requested that at least we need to be, that position needs to be clarified. And if there is
But it can only be clarified in the
on
presence.
record.
It can only be clarified in the presence of Mr. Mngomezulu. Are you saying?
Yes, my lord. Alternatively, a proxy from his office.
Yeah.
Thank you, my lord.
Anything you want to add, Mr. Baloyi and Mr. Sibande? Dr. Sibande?
No,
Sorry.
we confirm what Advocate Nisi put in record.
Yeah.
That was the ambit of the discussions.
Yeah. Then I take the point. Mr. Mngomezulu must come to court, even if he's got to be carried, to come and tell us whether he is still acting for accused number one. Is that not so? Because number one is endorsing Mr. Mngomezulu's arrangements. But like Mr. Mnisi is saying, I get the feel that Mr. Mngomezulu may not be discussing the very arrangements he makes with this court. Maybe he just knows that the colleagues are representing, and I don't want to say his colleagues because apparently they don't know each other. They're accused before court. So maybe Mr. Mngomezulu must be called, I don't know, tomorrow, to come and tell us what he wants to do. Because people agree, like I was telling you about this case in England. People agree, and then when something turns out the wrong way or the right way, then they say, no, we didn't understand our rights. You can say that, you know that. Yeah, although we agreed, it's a legal issue this, we didn't understand it. Another clever advocate will come and argue that.
Sidaba-ke izololandela mfethu ukuthi-ke nanjengoba esizoqala-ke kodwa-ke abameli umshushisi nabameli bathe ukukhulumisana-ke ngaphambi kokuthi kuqabe ukuthi-ke udaba lolu-ke longabi khona kwakhe uMr Mngomezulu ngaba sizoqhubeka kuze benini base beyasho-ke noma siyaphakamisa-ke yena u-advocate Mnisi ukuthi-ke kuzodingeka-ke ukuthi uma engezi yena-ke noma-ke kube khona-ke umuntu wesehhovisi lakhe uzayo azosho-ke la enkantolo ukuthi-ke kuzokwenzekani-ke ukuya phambili ngoba-ke ukuthi icala leli liqhubeke abe engekho yena-ke abazi noma bayizwisise kahle-ke ukuthi-ke wena-ke manje usumelwe na noma ubuvumile-ke ukuthi cha ukutshelile yena ukuthi akangeke abe khona so basengaqhubeka-ke abanye laba kodwa bathi bayafisa nje ukuthi abe khona nenkantolo iyavuma-ke bafisa ukuthi abe khona azosho ukuthi ukuya phambili kuzokwenzeka kanjani.
Just, Brigadier, when are you finishing your exams?
The 25th of November.
So you're available today and tomorrow.
I'm available today and tomorrow.
Thereafter?
Thereafter, I'm available next week, Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah, Monday and Tuesday, I'm not available. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I'm available. The following week as well, some days I won't be available, but thereafter, they're not available, my lord.
But is Mr. Mngomezulu being furnished with a court record? Oh, are you being furnished with a court record? All of you?
Yes, we do get electronic versions of the
Right,
record.
so can't we make an order that he should get the court record relating to his evidence? He wasn't present when you gave your evidence. He was half present.
Yes.
3/4 present.
Yes, yeah.
Yes, something to that.
When did you start giving evidence?
Sure, I think
Yeah.
October.
The date.
I just have to check my lord.
Yeah, his evidence has been transcribed up to the 18th. I think he started giving evidence around the 10th of
The 10th of October.
Yeah. Yes, thereabouts.
Yeah. Then who will undertake to make a copy of the
So it was-
evidence from the 10th of October
The 1st
up to
of
Friday?
October. I'm sorry, it was on the 1st of October.
1st of October.
Yes, 1st
Okay,
of-
the 1st of October.
Yes.
Who volunteers to? Up to today. What's the date today? The 7th.
The 7th.
Yes.
And this must be transmitted to him. You've got his email address today. So that when he comes tomorrow, he mustn't say, he doesn't know what has happened in court. I don't know, but he must get it. Whether it's a hard copy or as you guys do it electronically. Hello? Can you do it electronically? Huh? The what? You have the audio. No. I want him to read the evidence from the 1st of October up to the 6th. 7th. Okay, wait. The 7th. You must even hear the arguments today. The 1st of October up to the 7th of October. Is that not so?
Yes.
Then he gets a transcript or an audio or an electronic copy. How do you do it? Mr. Hello? Yeah, how do you do it? You've got it.
I've got that.
Don't you do it through your computer?
Yes, we can forward them to
To
him.
his computer?
Yes.
Yeah, let's do it now. I'm going to read. I'm going to go out for about 15 minutes. You can phone him and tell him what I told you, that you want to transmit a copy of the record from the 1st up to the 7th. And that he must come to court tomorrow and come and explain to us, after having consulted with his client, whether he still wants the arrangement which he made with us, that he'll cross-examine after the other counsels have cross-examined, to continue, or whether he is prepared to forego that opportunity for whatever reason.
Brigadier Gininda started testifying on the 17th of October.
17th of October?
Yes.
Not the 10th?
No, the 17th.
Yeah, but, sorry, my register says he gave Mr. Gininda records. As from which date, sir? No. Go and stand there so that they can see you saying it. Now you're whispering. You come and say, hi. Kunyati le.
So he has the records in the group of players from the 7th of October. I'm only missing last week because I have this.
So you had a discussion with Mr. Mr. Mngomezulu about the record. You. How did you just did it out of the blue?
So going president, but as I was sure.
Right, so you did it out of your own volition. So you gave him the record as from the 10th, the 7th, up to when?
Up to the 2nd. I'm just
Yeah, I think that's
Okay, so it's not like he's not aware what's happening in court. Well, of course he must read the record, we know that. So what are you saying, Mr. Baloy?
22nd. Yes, we have the running record up until the 22nd of October.
22nd of October?
Yes, 22nd of October.
Okay.
And my learned friend, Mr. Mngomezulu, will apprise the court that he did indicate that he's following the case on other media.
YouTube.
Yes,
If you watch YouTube, you can watch it, but it's not a record of these proceedings.
yes,
Because they have commentators and all that nonsense.
yes, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Newman.
My lord, about him following the proceedings on YouTube was about today's proceedings.
Yeah.
He said he was listening. He was watching today's proceedings, so he knows what was going on.
This is the problem, you see. Because the client agrees that this should happen. Now the persons who are assisting Mr. Mngomezulu are saying, hey, maybe they have a half a mandate, a quarter mandate. Now me, I'm supposed to be neutral. If you're telling me that Mr. Baloy says his client says it's okay, I take it you've discussed it with your client. Now, if Mr. Baloyi subsequently says he is not certain whether the mandate which he is being given by Mr. Mngomezulu, is it a full mandate or not? Although the client has agreed to that mandate to be extended through to Mr. Mnisi and his colleagues, it may jeopardize the sittings because we are not sure now. So that's why I say it's better for Mr. Mngomezulu to come here tomorrow, even if he's sick. Unless if he can't walk, fine. Then we can arrange a virtual hearing. We can arrange a virtual hearing. Yeah?
Yes, but as Mr. Numala will apprise the court, he indicated that he will be here tomorrow.
Okay, fine. But Mr. Numaru, you've undertaken to send him the records from whichever date up to today?
Yes, my lord, I do have the record from the 7th of October until the 22nd of October. So I'm going to forward it to him. I've got his email address.
All right.
I see he was also CC'd, my lord.
Yeah, my registrar says he also sent him the record.
I see here on my emails.
Okay, that's all. Yeah, fine. So you can explain, Mr. Interpreter, please just explain what has been transpiring to the gentleman.
Okwenzekayo kona njengoba bekuzoba u-advocate uNqumalo bezofonela yena uMr Mngomezulu umfoneleke wamtshela-ke ngalokho okwenzekayo wabesho-ke naye ukuthi cha njengoba ngihlezi nje noma ngisendlini ngiyakulandela konke okwenzekayo enkantolo uvumeleke nokuthi kusasa uzoba khona-ke la azochaza-ke lolu daba lolu inkantolo kanye nabameli abafisa ukuzwa-ke ukuthi-ke uqhubeka ubheka phambili kuzokwenzekani. Futhi-ke lokho okwenzekayo irekhodi uyalithola unalo futhi-ke uphumile nje ubhuti-ke usekretari ushilo ukuthi uyamthumela-ke ngayo i-email irekhodi yako konke okwenzekayo khona la enkantolo kodwa uzoba khona kusasa azoyichazela yena.
Yes, Mr.
My lord, may I stress that he did agree that he was going to be here tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, tomorrow morning. And before I could raise anything, he said he was following the proceedings on YouTube, so he's aware of what is going on.
Okay, fine.
Thank you.
Uthi-ke uyagcizelela-ke u-advocate uNqumalo ukuthi-ke uvumile uMr Mngomezulu ukuthi uzoba khona kusasa nokuthi-ke ubuka u-YouTube uyakwazi-ke ukuthi uyazi ukuthi kwenzekani-ke enkantolo njengamanje.
Okay. Unfortunately, then we'll have to adjourn because I'm in the middle.
Yes. That was also the suggestion of my colleagues, Malo, that we stand down until tomorrow. Until Mr. Mngomezulu is here.
Yeah. Okay.
Sizoqhubeka-ke kusasa makuzofanele silinde yena-ke uMr Mngomezulu.
Yeah, there's nothing I can do. Okay. Sorry about this. So we'll adjourn until tomorrow at 10 then.
Family, I have watched Ratha trying to use RAMOSEPELE to be his conduit to transport message to Mngomezulu. What is strange about what Judge Ratha is doing? He wants to know the name of witness of the defense, knowing very well that the defense are defending for their lives. He never asked for the whole list on the state witnesses to name one by one who was coming. Every time he will ask Baloyi, how many witnesses do you have? He never said, bring the names, I want to have the name, I'm a judge. But this, what he is doing, is very suspicious. And the cleverness of it, he doesn't want himself to request Mngomezulu to give the name of the witness. But he's using RAMOSEPELE to be a conduit that will transport that message to Advocate Mngomezulu. This has got a lot of suspicion. It opens a lot of can of worms because I've never heard of that. You just bring a witness. You did the fact that he did utter it in court that he will back up his evidence with the witness that he will bring. But for security reasons, he didn't want to name that witness as a defense witness. So RAMOSEPELE is digging hard. And you could see when he's requesting this kind of, when he's requesting RAMOSEPELE to go and dig or go and tell Mngomezulu that he need, because he cannot face Mngomezulu, because Mngomezulu has got his own mouth to defend himself on such things. We remember very well the same Mngomezulu talk about the doctor who removed, where Longwes was taken. Then after, Longwes was transferred to another doctor to remove that bullet in his ankle. What really happened there? Gininda, who's got nothing to do with defense witnesses, he went up and down, chasing the shadows, trying to find that doctor. And he was the one who was giving a report in court of, instead of Mngomezulu, about the other one who was deceased. So now, the fact that they see that they are losing the case, this case has got no feet to stand. More especially now, because it's time for questioning Gininda, his favorite, the one he always winked to, the one he always guide when he feels that he can't answer certain questions. He will try to protect him. So, when we look at all these kind of things that Ratha is doing in court, this morning we are expecting really fireworks, because the line of question will not be easy for Brigadier Gininda. More especially, he's got 5 advocates who are going to question him for the 5 accused. It is going to be really hard for him to be consistent with his evidence. He will try to explain, and the judge will try to. What we didn't see when he was still cross-examined, or when he was being cross-examined by the state, we didn't see this kind of fireworks, because the judge could only just sit down, relax, write whatever notes he wants to take from whatever Gininda was saying. But coming to this one, this is going to be really hard for all the defense lawyers. They will have a hard time, because Gininda will try to duck questions, and the defense will stick on the questions, and Ratha will then try to intervene and start to make noise in court. I don't think this will be easy. It's going to be a tough one. I hope the defense is very, very clear that, because they've been studying the judge all this time, so now they know the behavior of the judge. And I like the fact that Mngomezulu ended up standing up and trying to lecture the judge about the procedures of the court, because he was feeling like something is not going right in this court. And it's not for the first time Mngomezulu does this. He does it all the time when he sees that the judge is not doing his job properly. He always stand up and start to correct the judge and give some kind of lectures. I like the way, because Mngomezulu, Mngomezulu is always straight, and he's a straight shooter, but Mngomezulu is a damn bull terror. Where he catches, he doesn't leave. I just feel for Gininda. We are going to see something that we have never seen this time, because now they are fighting for their clients to be out of this. And looking at the fact that these guys have been released to Sun City, where therefore is, I'll make a video about that. From solitary confinement, they are now released to Sun City prison, whereby they are having kind of peaceful sleep than where they were. Though it's a jail, but just to be around people, to keep your mind ease, not to be in a solitary confinement whereby you cannot watch TV, no radio, nobody to talk to, you only see the police just moving up and down where you are. It's kind of crazy, but let's hope for the best. Everybody, what do you think about this? Let's drop our comment about what the judge has just did to try and get the name of the witness. Do you think that was the right thing to do as a judge? And you could see in his face when he was saying this that he was not at ease. He was kind of like, I have to do it, like there's somebody pushing him to do it. Because his face, we know him when he's in his good mood. But there he was like, I'm saying this, I know I'm not doing the right thing, but because I have pressure, I have to do it. That's how his facial expression showed. When you read signs of facial expressions, you could see that he was not in his good mood. From what do you think about this? Let's drop a comment. Let's not forget to like, subscribe, and share. Ngiyantanda nonke ngothando lukaLove. Sithi usenzo akalalanga ukucinga amadolo, waiting for the right culprits to be brought to justice. Then it's when he's going to rest, and the family will have closure after that. Ngiyantanda nonke ngothando lukaLove. Ngithi kini bantu bakithi, bravo, bravo, bravo.